Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning, January 5th. So I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and hopefully I can remember it all. But the first thing that I want to talk about was something that I did on Saturday, and all the things that happened afterwards. Oh God, I got a hair here. Hang on. So Saturday was New Year's Eve. And I'm kind of looking into January. I'm looking at bills and whatnot and thinking, I got a lot of credit card debt I got to get paid off. So I have, somewhat on a regular basis, asked the universe for unexpected money when I would feel things a little bit tight. And I have had many instances where I have received unexpected money because we tend to get all stressed out about, we only have, this much money coming in from a paycheck. We only have this much money coming in for that. We've got, all of this going out. And so sometimes we limit ourselves by doing that. And so if you ask the universe for unexpected money, they can bring it in any way they want. And sure enough, since Sunday to Wednesday, I have roughly got $350. But there's one specific check that I want to tell you about that has me the most excited. And this could also apply to you guys or deceased family members or whatever. You never know how you find out information that you need to find out about. So let me go back a little bit. My dad passed away in 2017. He moved from the farm that we grew up on in 2012, left the farm, moved to town. The arrangement was my brother got his inheritance before my dad died. And then the arrangement was I was to get my inheritance after my dad died. So that inheritance that my brother got was the farm that we grew up on. So they moved in there in 2012. Shortly after my dad passed away, we had gotten a check from Norris Electric. And at that time, I don't think neither one of us knew what it was for. My brother ended up cashing it, no big deal. But I called Norris Electric because I was like, I don't know if there's any more that's coming. So I was like, hey, if anything else from you guys come out, that actually goes to me. And so they made me fill out some paperwork, yada, yada. And I think I got a couple of checks or something when I lived in the last apartment that I was at for 5 years that you watched me at. So, forever until I moved into here. When I moved into here, I tried to let Norris Electric know that I had a new address, but it obviously failed. So I ended up, Wednesday, when I got home from work, I had a mysterious envelope in my mailbox, just a regular number 10, but it came from my brother. And my brother or my sister-in-law, neither one, sent me a message and said, hey, you got a check in the mail and we're sending it to you. So I get a check. It's from Norris Electric. It has my name on it, but it went to the property that my brother lives in, the one that he's lived in since 2012. So I'm like, well, that's weird. I'm like, I wonder if this actually belongs to my brother now because he lives in the property. He would belong to Norris Electric. Maybe actually this is his check and they just, still have my name on it. I don't know. I didn't want to cash it until I knew who it belonged to. So anyway, I called my brother and I was like, so how exactly does Norris Electric work? I don't even really know. And he goes, I really don't know either. He's like, I had to sign up when I moved in 2012. And so we think this is like a dividend check or something. But I said, have you ever received any money from them? And he was like, no. And so because Illinois is an hour behind us in Indiana, I was able to get a hold of them at like 10 till 5. And I got a lady on the phone and I said, so I just got a check in the mail and I want to make sure this actually belongs to me. So she's like, well, is there a member number on it? And I was like, yeah, it's blah, 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 blah. And she said, well, you actually signed some paperwork saying that Lois and Kenneth were your parents, and I, provided XYZ stuff showing that I was like the inheritance person or whatever. And so she was like, yes, actually this does belong to you. And I said, well, what year is this for? And she said that the year that dividend was for 1986 and 87. We moved into that property in 1978. So that means that we've been getting dividends since 1977, 78, or whenever they set up the electric service for that. Because Norris Electric has been around since like 1939 or something like that. So that means, and it wasn't a big check, and I think it was for 2 years. So that probably means there's like $50 a year coming out to me. But that means, and she said, you'll get dividend checks until 2012, which is when my brother took over on that property. And I was like, oh my God, that means I have like little baby checks of free money coming probably until I die. Granted, again, it's not going to make or break me, but that was just like so exciting to know that I didn't have to work for that. That was started getting set up in 1978. So that being said, many of you that watch me here in the United States might live in the country. So Norris Electric right now is running 25 to 35 years behind on paying out dividends. They're not paying them out from last year. They're paying them out from 25 or 30 years ago. If you guys live in an area where you might be on some sort of an electric cooperative, they have, like Norris Electric has a list, a mile long, of people who have not gotten checks, like it got mailed out and it came back to them in the mail. Family members of the deceased, if they can prove who they are eligible to get that money. So if any of you guys are in an area where you might be on a cooperative, or your parents were on a cooperative, go to those websites, look up the unclaimed money, and see if you might know people on the list, or if you're on the list, or family members on the list, or whatever. I found a couple of years ago, because I never knew until this year, 2 days ago, exactly why I was getting money from Norris Electric. But I would go on there and check every once in a while, like looking to see if Kenneth Stone had, money that was owed. But I found my Uncle Roy's on there. So I called my cousin Lori and I was like, hey, your dad has some unclaimed money. So she did what she needed to do. Now she's probably getting that unclaimed money for their farm that they lived on. And when I was on there yesterday, I found 2 names that are family members on there. So I posted a thing on Facebook today and I'm like, you guys need to go look and see if you guys have some unclaimed money, because right now I don't think there's anybody that can pass up free money. And so what I want to say is me asking for unexpected money. Oh, this also needs to go along with this story. So sorry. The even cooler part about this whole thing was after my dad passed away. No, I'm not getting ready to cry. I just got a frog there. After my dad passed away, I remember a specific dream where he was telling me there's more coming. And he was talking about money. But I was like, is it from the lawsuit where he ended up with cancer? I'm like, is there like a insurance policy out there that I don't know about? Every once in a while I'd run through my head like, where is there more money coming from him? Is it going to be from Jasara and Nasara? I would have these thoughts every once in a while. Now I'm wondering if maybe this dividend money from Norris Electric is what he was talking about. There's more coming. 25 years for me. So, I might be dead by the time 2012 dividends get paid out, or, if the med beds come out, I might still be alive when that money quits coming my way. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys because those of you that will watch this video are most likely loyal followers of mine. Anybody else, if they're not getting any truth, they don't want to watch me anymore. So anyway, I wanted to share that. And I also wanted to say, we were talking about joy a couple of days ago, and where has our joy gone, and are we going to get any joy again? I will say getting that check and finding out that news gave me a lot of joy. Just thinking about it gives me a lot of joy, because that's just like the universe was just like, bloop, here you go. I'm like, oh my God, 30 years total of dividends coming for me for just being born to my mom and dad. Anyway, so if we can ask for unexpected money and have instances like that come in, what about if we ask the universe and our guides for unexpected joy? And the only reason I think there might be a little something to that is because yesterday I was at the office and one of the account reps brought in a cup and it said joy on it. And she said the account manager, that was like the word for the year. I don't know how exactly they're going to put that into bringing in new business. And then I saw something on the TV. The word joy has been kind of hitting me a lot the last couple of days. And so I was like thinking about that yesterday. I was like, maybe along with the unexpected money that we can ask the universe, we should be asking for unexpected joy and let them bringing it in cool ways like I just experienced. So anyway, that's a thought. Throw that out there, and if anything happens, let me know. One other thing that I would like to talk about real quick, for the TranzactCard people that are already members or already interested or thinking about becoming a digital business office. I do watch all the corporate updates. Sometimes they don't have really anything to say. They are inching, and they it wasn't a corporate update, but the co-owner, Peter Rancy, had a little snippet in a video that they did last night, and I watched it this morning. And I also, I'm like really super excited today. And I watched one the other night when I was having dinner, fixing dinner. So I was listening to the video, but I think I heard something that like kind of blew my mind. So anyway, Peter Rancy was on there last night, and he was just talking about we're getting closer. Next week, we're going to have some big announcements. It sounded like they just signed up a big name for the Z Club. That's supposed to be very exciting for us. On the video that I was watching the other night when I was fixing dinner, it was about potential revenue. They don't ever really put that out, what we think could be made, because they don't want people taking it out of context. And they don't want people saying, you said I could make blah, 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 and then that not happen. Well, it all depends on how you are and if you do it right. But anyway, one of the things that he said, and one of the things that I know is coming, they have what's called national influencers. So there are a lot of big name national influencers that are going to start promoting TranzactCard. And all of the people that sign up under those national influencers are going to get put under people like me, which are digital business office owners. And two of the names that I heard him say, which kind of like flipped me out, he might as well said we're announcing it to the public here shortly. He said RNC and DNC. I'm pretty sure. Well, if that's what I think it is, that's Republic National Convention and Democratic National Convention, which is almost the whole United States, except for the one little sections that's independent and liberals. I mean, not liberals, but independents and, whatever are not Democrats or Republicans. The remainder of those. And maybe those people are part of the national influence. I don't even know. But he said when those national influencers start promoting TranzactCard, it's basically like going to unleash like a lot of people onto it, and a lot of people are going to be signing up, because right now it's still just kind of word of mouth. There's not any public announcements about it. It's me telling you about it. It's the neighbor telling their neighbor about it. It's one person telling their family about it, or maybe going and doing a table at some sort of a fair of some sort. So it's still relatively small. I think we have 110,000 people that have joined. Some are business owners, the digital business office owners. Some are just regular card holders. You know, you guys that are card holders right now are collecting Z-Bucks. So I am curious, how many Z-Bucks do you go in there and check and make sure it's coming in? I think I have 10 or 11,000 right at the moment, because since we didn't have a card to use, they just give us 500 Z-Bucks a week until the card comes out, and then we can start accumulating our own Z-Bucks by using the card. So anyway, again, if you are thinking about doing this, especially if you are thinking about being a business owner, you've got until the end of January to get to be a founder. And being a founder means you would be one of the people that they would put all of these unclaimed signups under. It's like right now I have 27 or 28 card holders, card members. And where I am at as a manager, eventually I will get 5 unclaimed people for every card holder that I have. That's what they have said. So anyway, that's out there. If you're thinking about it, I'll put my link or whatever, and you know, I can give you more information, but I feel like I said, it's inching there, it's inching there, it's inching there. They quit giving out dates, because every time they would give out a date, something would happen. Someone would hack into the system and throw everything off, or, you know, whatever. So anyhow, that's what's going on. Is there anything else that I wanted to tell you? Yes, there is. It's brief. It's not a big deal. It's about a woman who was making everybody jump through hoops and making everybody wear a mask. Fortunately, I was at lunch when she came in yesterday. I talked to her and her son on the phone several times. I knew she was a little far out there because I talked to her on the phone. But her son was so sweet, and I felt very bad for him. Just because they would get on the phone and she would just like literally bowl him over and just like take over the conversation while he was trying to do something. And when I met him in person, I wasn't sure I already kind of figured out what her story was. When I met him in person, you know, I had one vision in my head, but he stood at my desk and talked for a little bit. And I finally said yesterday, I was like, do you know that I'm who you and your mom talk to on the phone all the time? And he was like, really? And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't dress better or something like that. I don't know why that came out of his mouth. But he was a sweet kid. And all day yesterday, after they left, I couldn't quit thinking about him. And I think partly because I couldn't quit thinking about the life that he is living right now that has got to be somewhat unfulfilling, basically being at his mother's beck and call. He's young. He's probably early 20s, I'm guessing. And right now it doesn't appear that he has much of a life because she pretty much controls everything. I kind of was praying for him last night because he seems like I don't know. There was something about him that just made my heart really go out to him. And he was, like I said, he was not what I was expecting or who I was expecting. I felt a little sorry for him and hope that he manages to get out from underneath her thumb and live a decent life eventually, because she has got, I'm going to just say she's probably messed him up pretty bad based on what I just knowing how parents are, you know, whatever. So anyway, I think that's it. You guys have a good weekend. I'll probably talk to you next week. Bye.